guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be recording a quick get ready with me, just using full face of drugstore makeup. If that's something you guys are interested in, make sure you guys hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and let's get to the video. Alright, so I'm starting my morning. My hair is just kind of doing whatever it wants today, so just ignore my hair. I'm going to be going ahead and applying my sunscreen. I use this CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion that has SPF of 30, as well as sometimes my Tula skincare or my regular Neutrogena sunscreen, but today I'm going with this moisturizing. My skin has been really kind of starting to go back to its normal combination, so I'm trying to moisturize the areas like my cheeks and my forehead that need the moisturization, but also, you know, something that works neutrally, because the Tula skincare is a gel sunscreen and it kind of makes me look a little bit oily, so that's not something that I want today. I'm going to be talking about new drugstore products that I have. Some of them are new, some of them are not, so just keep that in mind. And also talking to you guys about products that I've been really enjoying. So I guess for a base, I have two primers. I don't know which one I'm going to be using today. One has been really trending on TikTok and all over the internet. This is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I have tried this one a couple of times. I don't think it's the biggest, most extravagant, you know, more, I guess like out of this, blowing my mind out of this world. I think it's more like a moisturizing primer that does do a little bit of a blurring. And then I also have the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. This is new. For the sake of just going with a quick something that I already know, I'm going to be using the, I guess I'll try the Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. It's like a jelly primer. It's kind of what it reminds me of. I think this is like a good dupe for the Hydro Grip Primer from Milk Makeup. You can see the color there is very similar to the Hydro Milk Makeup Primer. It is very sticky, so I'm just going to go ahead and apply this liberally. It does have a really nice cooling effect on the skin. And I feel like it makes your skin and makeup just last a long time because it makes your foundation stick to your face. Yoshi, go to your bed. My dog tries to sneak in here and lay on my carpet, but he's shedding so much, so I'm trying to not let him come in here. Go to your house, Yoshi. So this, like I said, has tackiness. You can see my cheek sticking to my hand. So it does have that tackiness. I'm going to let that sit there. I have a couple of foundations. Some are older. This one is new to me. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Hydrating Foundation Smoothing with a Natural Finish. I have it in the shade M1. That's my current shade. That's actually what I matched to myself in the store. They had a really nice display, as well as like a little wheel that you can choose your shade. So I chose M1. Actually, my husband chose that shade. And I also have the older. This is the WetNWild Photofocus Foundation, the Dewy. So I haven't tried these in a long while. I've been kind of neglecting this. So I think I'm going to leave the CoverGirl for another day, for another video. I have tried this already. It is very lightweight. It's very, barely noticeable on the skin. So if you're looking for like just like a tint of color on your skin, like a more even out skin tone, I would say this is a really good lightweight cover foundation. And this is a little bit more of like a light to medium foundation, a little bit buildable. I have the shade Cream Beige and Golden Beige, and really quickly I'm just going to go ahead and swatch both of these shades for you guys just so you guys have a comparison. The first one is Cream Beige, which is a medium neutral. That's what that one looks like right there. And the second one is Golden Beige, which is a medium warm. Like I was saying, the shade here on the top is medium neutral, and the shade here on the bottom is medium warm. I honestly think this has more of like a pinky undertone, which is, I guess, a little bit more neutral. And this does have a little bit of a yellow, so I guess I consider it warm. I'm actually going to mix the two. So when I mix the two, I'm just going to get one of these shades right here. I'm just going to get like that. I'm going to mix them both. That's what I'm going to be doing today on my skin. I just mix the two. And this is a really nice foundation. I actually do like it myself. I think it's one of the newer, like, not newer, I mean one of the oldest foundations that I have kept from the drugstore that has really worked really nicely on my skin. And for some reason, I always reach back to it. It does have a little bit of a scent, however, which is not my favorite. A little bit of a floral, kind of perfumey scent, but I don't mind it so much. I know it looks like a lot, but once I blend it out with a sponge, it'll be fine. I'm going to be using my AOA sponge from Shop Miss A. I have the pink one and I have the brown one. This one seems a little bit more, like, dense, so I'm going to be using a pink one that's more fluffy and more like spongy. So I really like how this blends into my skin. I'm gonna be talking about some new palettes as well from Milani and Profusion that I found at the drugstore. But I'm gonna be just blending this into my skin, and you can see the finish it gives my skin. It's a little dewy, but nothing so exaggerated to the point where it's way too much on my skin. I do, however, like I said, I don't mind the smell so much. It kind of goes away after blending it out and setting it with powder. That's why I don't mind it as much. But I would say if you are really sensitive to scents, this is something you're not gonna like. So you see it does give a very like kind of glowy look to the skin. Nothing super shiny, but it is nice. So that's the finish on my skin. It's not super high coverage. You can still see some dark spots, a little bit of acne that I have here peeking through. Nothing super crazy, but it does give my skin an pretty even tone, I think. For concealer, I have nothing new. AT Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I have I'm almost done with this one. It's in my project pan. So I really like this concealer. I know a lot of people are kind of iffy about this concealer, but for me personally, I do like the hydrating one over the original camo. So I'm going to be blending that into my skin as well. Just really quickly here. I'm going to grab a little bit more here in the areas that I think need a little bit more coverage. Just because I am having that darkness. I'm going to let that sit a little bit while I look for my drugstore powder. Alright, so I just kind of pat it out with my sponge. I don't know, for some reason I don't feel like I'm getting enough coverage today. I don't know if it's just because I'm just not getting any sleep or something, but I still see some darkness. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab a little tiny bit of my Stay Naked from Urban Decay, since I don't have, well actually, you know what, no. I'm going to grab my Milani one that I love so much. I also have a CoverGirl True Blend, which is like a Tarte Shape Tape dupe, but I'm actually going to grab my Milani Conceal and Perfect in the shade 125, just to add some here. I feel like the e.l.f. one is not giving me enough coverage. I'm not sure if it's the sponge that's absorbing too much product, which that's kind of what it seems like to me. I feel like it's absorbing a lot of product, and I did make sure that I, you know, really well cleaned it out. I did do my eyebrows with the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. I'm gonna have my NYX brow gel here that I'm gonna set my eyebrows with. There we go. I feel like I needed that little extra coverage. I really like this Milani concealer. It's really nice. I feel like for some reason this sponge is just giving me a hard time blending the products out. Like I said, I did my eyebrows with the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil here. It is a little bit more of like a thicker pencil. It's not really thin, so I have kind of trouble working with it, but I'm going to be going ahead and setting my eyebrows with the NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel, which I have been enjoying. I did finish some of the ones that are in my Shop My Stash, so I'm really excited about that update soon here in the next couple months. I just do an update at the beginning or mid-March, so in June will be my second update as far as my project pan items go. So this brow gel sets my eyebrows really nicely. Doesn't give that like crunchy effect so much. Like I said, I did my concealer, so I'm gonna set my under eyes. I'm gonna use the number 7. This is the number 7 Lift and Luminate Triple Action Finishing Powder in White. I'm gonna grab my powder brush here. I have this Real Techniques powder brush that I use for under my eyes, and I really think this is a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless, honestly, because it does set my under eyes without making it look crepey, and it also like really nicely blurs my skin. I'm just gonna quickly do my forehead and some cheek area here, just to set the foundation a tiny bit. And like I said, the foundation scent does linger a little bit, but once I set it with powder, I can no longer smell it. All right. Now, for eye products, I really don't have anything too exciting as far as primer, but I have 2 eyeshadow palettes that I picked up. One is more like an all-over face palette, and one's the newest. This is the Walmart exclusive. It's the Profusion's I Love You So Brunch palette, and it is very, very pretty. It has all these kinds of shimmer shades. It has some glitters. It has some kind of, this yellow has like a little bit of like glitter in it, kind of like those ColourPop glitter shimmer mattes. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that, but I just love how this is like all colorful and all neutral in one. It is really pretty. I like the formulation. It blends out nicely. I have no issues with patchiness or anything like that. Really like this palette. I'll go ahead and talk about it in the future because I have tried it a couple times. But today I think we're going to be using the Milani Cheek and Face palette. This is the all-inclusive Cheek and Face palette. I have the one in, I think it's like light to medium. Light to medium, yeah. So light to medium shades. It is very nice. It has some shimmers in the middle. I'm sorry, some eyeshadows, blushes, bronzers, and a highlighter. I did already try this one. You can see I dipped my hands in it. Couldn't help it. We're going to be using this one on camera today, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelids. This is the Milani eyeshadow primer, and basically what eyeshadow primer does is it helps your eyes makeup stay a little bit longer on your eyes. So I'm going to be just kind of dabbing some on my eyelids here and kind of spreading it all over. And like I said, what this eye primer does is it makes your eyeshadow stay a lot longer. Now that we're getting into the warmer months, it's something that I really am interested in having, you know, is makeup staying on longer. So this does do that for me. I'm going to go ahead and not try to look up. I'm going to go ahead and grab a shade here from the Love You So Brunch Profusion palette. This white shade, because this palette doesn't have a setter shade. I'm going to grab this shade here. This shade is called Creamer. And I'm just going to set my eyelids with that shade. I'm just using my Jaclyn Hill and Morphe JH30 brush. Any big fluffy brush will do. Well, I just like to set this primer because it also doesn't really have like much color to it. I like to set a white base under my eyes. So that is the Creamer shade from the Profusion palette, this shade right here. I really did wish that this palette had something like that in it, but it doesn't. I'm going to grab a blender brush. I'm going to go ahead and just grab my Sonia Kashuk blender. This is one that you can get at Target. They have really nice brushes. So this is the Sonia Kashuk blender. I'm going to go ahead and go into the first shade here, which is like this pinky shade. This one is called, it's just a shadow matte shade. Doesn't have any names. So I'm just going to blend it in my crease. This gives me very much, this palette is a dupe for my eyeshadow palette from M Cosmetics, the Divine Skies. It gives me the exact same look and the same exact effect, except, to be honest, for some reason, those M Cosmetics shades, no matter what primer I have used, do crease on me a lot. I do have hooded eyelids. I have a natural crease. So I don't know what it is about those shades and those mattes and those shimmers in that M Cosmetics palette, but it does make my eyeshadows crease. Now with this one, I have used it multiple times and it doesn't do that. It has not happened for me where they crease tremendously like the M Cosmetics Divine Skies. So if that says anything about a drugstore, is that they're doing a very good job with this formulation, and I do really enjoy this. I'll go ahead and show you my M Cosmetics palette here in comparison really quickly. This is the M Cosmetics palette in Divine Skies, and you can see that these shades in this palette are very, very similar. You can see them right there. They're very, very similar. Even if you just use the bronzer and the shimmers as, you know, on your eyes, you can do that. This is why it's a face palette. It's multiple uses. You guys can see they're very similar. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the darker shadow here, which is more like of a peachy brown. And I'm just going to blend in the outer part of my eye and into my crease. Using the same exact brush. I haven't changed brushes. This is a very good travel-friendly palette. It's really easy to carry. It's very thin. It's very nice and compact. So blending that in the outer part and, like I said, into my crease. Then I'm going to grab my finger and I'm going to grab the middle shimmer shade. Really, really pretty. Does have a little bit of fallout. You can see the fallout right there. I'll just go ahead and dust that off. It doesn't matter. Really big deal to me. So what I would do is what I just did right now is I grab the shade and I kind of tap my finger off on the palette just so it blends evenly. I'm going to grab my large powder brush here from Morphe. No big deal, you just dust off the blend and it comes right off. So I'm going to be trying to do eyeliner. I don't have a drugstore eyeliner, but I have these new PIXI pencils that I've been wanting to try. Oh shoot. These are the PIXI Endless Silky Eye Pencils. You can find these at Target. I would say they're right around $10 to $12. They are a little bit pricier. I'm gonna grab this plummy shade. This shade is called Deep Plum, and I'm gonna kind of use it on my here in the top. They're very creamy and very easy to use. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a liner pencil. I have this one here from, this is just a random Amazon brand. It has like a nice little tip, and I'm just gonna kind of blend. So there we go. We have a little bit of a liner. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna grab my curler. I will say, however, since I did pick up 2 shades, I picked up this plum shade, and it's really creamy and easy to use. Like you saw me use it right now on my top line. But this one, in the color is this Endless Silky Eye Pen. They're both Endless Silky Eye Pens in Sage Gold. This has a little bit of a shimmer, and it's really rough. It's not as creamy. I don't know if I just got a dud, but it's not as creamy as the plum one, which is really a bummer. Kind of wanted to take it back in and trade it in for a different one to see, but it's okay. I'm not really gonna be doing that right now. So yeah, I really like the silky eye pens from PIXI. They're very creamy. For mascara, I have the new Sky High Maybelline New York mascara. I've actually been trying this off camera, and I really do enjoy it. The wand is very thin and very flexible, which is kind of a little bit hard sometimes to maneuver with my eyelashes. I'm going to be just doing 1 coat on each eyelash. Just make sure I get all of my eyelashes here. And this is just 1 coat. Same thing on the other eye. I want to make sure that I coat every lash. And I know this mascara was like trending all over the internet. That's a 1 coat. I'm gonna go ahead and go with 2nd coat here on this side. Wow. For my lower lash, I'm just gonna grab the same shade that I used on my crease, which is the pinkier shade here on the top, just to blend my lower lash. I'm gonna grab the highlighter shade here and just put it in my inner corner. It's very blinding. That's the highlight. I'll go ahead and swatch some of these shades here for you guys. These are the ones in the palette as the eyeshadows. This is the highlighter that I just used. Very pretty. I'll go ahead and show you the blushes. There's a more like creamy blush and then a matte blush. Those are the 2 blushes in the palette. And the bronzer in the palette. Very nice. Very nice. I am, however, not going to be using this bronzer. I have my Milani bronzer that I love. This is the Milani Baked Bronzer in Dolce 09. For the reasons today, I'm going to be doing my blush first because I'm going to be using a cream blush. I'm going to be using my Milani cream blush. This is the Milani Nude Kiss Cheek Kiss Blush. I'm going to use the butt of my sponge here. It's very easy to blend over powders. I really like this blush so much. I have never had any issues with blending. I'm just blending it into my skin. I think it looks so nice. It makes my cheeks just look very like plump, and it doesn't emphasize any texture. I just like the way it looks. I also have this one from Burt's Bees. This is the one in Guava Merengue. and Meringue, and I really like this one as well. It is a little bit more pinky, however. I'm going to go ahead and swatch these two in comparison for you guys. These are very, very creamy. This is the one from Burt's Bees in Guava Meringue. And then I'll go ahead and swatch the Milani one next to it so you guys can see the color difference. I would say that the Milani one has a little bit more of like a creamier, kind of more, like more red tone undertone than the one from the Burt's Bees. But this is the one from Milani in 110 Nude Kiss. And this is the one from Burt's Bees in Guava Meringue. Really been enjoying these drugstore blushes. They're very nice and very affordable. I will post all the prices down below if you guys are interested. But so far, those are the products I've been trying. Now that the blush is on, I'm going to go in with my bronzer from Milani. Again, this is the Dolce bronzer. I like this bronzer because it gives me like a nice shimmer without emphasizing any texture. And it does work really nicely with this cream blush as well. Just putting some on my forehead here to add some dimension to my skin. Alright, so you can see a little bit of glow that it adds to my skin. It's nothing too crazy and it doesn't emphasize any texture. I do have some texture on this cheek because of some, like, you know, previous acne marks, but I really do like how it looks and how everything looks together. Let's see what else here. I have a highlighter from Koki, and I also have this Milani Soft Focus Glow. This is like a luminizer, so I'm going to be using this one actually today. I'm just going to be getting a tiny bit here in my hand, and I'm going to be showing you what this looks like. I have the one in 01. This just looks very natural on the skin. I'm going to go ahead and just apply some here. Oh, I have this like piece of something on my cheek. Gives a nice natural luminosity to the skin without emphasizing texture. I do like to use it as a base as well, like a makeup base, so that's something that I enjoy. My hair is just doing whatever it wants today. It's one of those days where it just does whatever it wants. My eyes, you guys know, always water. Alright, we're gonna do my lower lash really quick. I'm gonna use the same mascara. This is the Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara. Where is my mirror? I guess I'll just use this mirror here from the No. 7 powder. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my powder brush. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of this No. 7 powder here and just add it to my lower. Alright, so some thoughts on some of these products really quick. Actually, I really like how my makeup is looking. I think it looks really nice. I think I did the eyeliner a little too thick on my lash line, but it's okay. I like this mascara. The only product that I would say is kind of a little bit not worth it, I would say, is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I didn't try it like you saw on camera today, but I think that this is really overpriced. I think a bigger size is like $17, if I'm not mistaken, and the smaller one, this one is like $8. So this is a mini and it's $8. So I think that for some reason NYX's pricing is going up and up and up, and I'm not really happy about that. A lot of these prices from drugstore are getting a little bit higher here, but they're coming out with a lot of like really original products, like more not original but innovative products. Like they're doing a really good job. Milani has been doing a really good job with their products. I do love a lot of Milani products. The Profusion palettes just keep blowing my mind. I have another one from a holiday that I do love. This formulation is very easy to blend. I love the shimmers. These two shimmers have like a little bit of a tacky base, so they're very easy to use. I really like this palette. I like how it has a little bit mix of everything. You get some shimmers, you get some mattes, you get those mix of shimmers and matte, you get satins. You get really nice combination of everything here. Same thing with the Milani eyeshadow palette. You get a little bit of everything. You have your face palettes, you know, your face colors. If you also use these eyeshadows, toppers, you have a little bit of everything. So I really do enjoy this palette. Let's talk about some mascaras. I've also been enjoying my Essence mascaras. These are the You Better Work Length Definition Mascara, and I also have the Volume and Curl. Really enjoy these so much, and they're very affordable. Same thing with the Lash Sensational. I do like how it makes my eyelashes look. You can get a little bit more spidery lashes with this one. These are a little bit more natural. You do get the length. The length one is like actually my favorite one so far. I've tried both of them. I first purchased the Volume and Curl, then I got the lengthening one, and I do really enjoy them both. I love my Sky High mascara. I do actually have been using this one a lot. However, like I said, the only downfall of this is the one. It's very, very wiggly and very like hard to kind of make your eyelashes, like if you use something that's more stiff, it doesn't have a lot of wiggle room. It's, you know, more I think it's easier to put on your eyelashes. For blushes, like I said, these cream blushes I've been loving. I do like them both. I'm excited to try more colors from Burt's Bees in the future. I do like this color very, very much on my skin. I have a light to medium complexion, and they both work really nice on my skin. The Milani bronzer I love. I can't put this one down sometimes. I think that this is one of the very slept on bronzers from the drugstore. It's really nice and looks so nice and natural on the skin. It has a little bit of a glow. It's just so pretty and natural on the skin, so I do really like this one. Let's see what else. The Milani Soft Focus Glow. I use this as a base under my face. In the winter time, I've been using it non-stop as a topper like this. I haven't been really using super shimmery glitters. I did have a Kokie Soft Focus highlighter that has like a little bit of the putty texture, kind of like similar to the ColourPop ones, but it's just so much that I don't want that much on my face today. You could also use this as an eyeshadow, as an inner corner highlight. Would be very pretty. Powders. You guys know I love the number 7 powder from the Lift and Luminate Triple Action. I also like the Brighten Up powder from Essence. It is very affordable and it is really nice on the skin. It does help brighten up those eyes. Actually, let's try that on my face today. I haven't used this one in a while for under my eyes. I mostly just use it to set my lids, but let's see here. It does give a little bit of that brightening effect, but I would say I would be careful with this powder because it can emphasize lines. Like, I naturally have these lines under my eyes, and I think it just looks really nice on the skin. It does brighten up those areas as well. But like I said, I have natural creases, so I would be careful with putting too much of this powder on. But I do like it, and I wish they did different packaging because this packaging just sucks. But all right, I think final thoughts. For some reason, this one was not working too well for me today. I don't know what happened. The e.l.f. one, but I do like it. The Hydrating Camo Concealer. I love the CoverGirl True Blend, and of course, my Milani is one of my favorite ones. I'm actually gonna have to pick up a new one of this one because, I mean, I'm trying not to buy any concealers, but to be honest, I'm running out a lot of my stuff. A lot of my newer concealers are kind of going in, you know, place of these. But they're very affordable drugstore concealers, and I really like the Milani one. I would say out of these, I recommend the Milani one more if you can find your shade. Eyebrows, you guys know I talked about the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. It's not my favorite, but it does what it needs to do for my eyebrows. I love the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. What else? I think that's it. The Milani Eyeshadow Primer is one of my favorites. Honestly, it's my go-to when I do drugstore foundation or like anything that has to do with the drugstore. I also forgot to mention I picked up these Salon Perfect pre-permed push-up lashes. I didn't try this, however, on camera just because lack of time, and just like my easiest way to do my makeup is just quick and mascara and out the door, which is kind of what I'm looking to do here. I have like some errands to run today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys find time to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll leave all the information of the products that I use down below. So I hope you guys have a good day, night, wherever you guys are, whenever you see this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.